Hi and welcome back to Unity Lesson 1, Part 7. In this part, we'll improve our particle system that we made in Part 6 by adding a material to give it a texture. This texture is going to look more like an actual particle of smoke than a simple basic default particle. So to begin, go to Create on the Project panel and select Folder. I'm going to make a folder called My Materials to keep everything neat and tidy. And then going to go to the Create button again and select Material. Given that I had the My Materials folder selected, it will create my new material inside it by default. I'm going to call this new material Volcano Smoke. Then single click on the white color block next to Main Color, and I'm going to set my main color down to quite a dark grey and adjust the opacity. Make sure your adjustments are being recorded in the color block, otherwise that will mean you've clicked too many times and it's lost focus. So now you can see my color block's changed to grey, and I can adjust the opacity to around about 70-80%. Then from the shader drop down box, I'm going to select a transparent type of shader that's going to allow the texture that I drag on to only be semi-visible. However, I'm not going to select one from the transparent menu, as there is a menu actually designed for particles. So go to Particles and then the bottom one called Additive Multiply. A shader is the way that our texture is going to be rendered in the game view. So for the texture itself, look inside Standard Assets, then a folder called Particles, and then Sources. We're effectively stealing one of the textures that comes with one of the materials that's a default in Unity. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Volcano Smoke, and then I'm going to drag and drop one called Smoke Test 2 onto the slot for texture. Drag and drop that in, and it will give you a thumbnail preview. Then I'm going to drag my Volcano Smoke material from the project panel and drop it onto my particle system. And as you can see now, I have some more realistic smoke that has a transparent edge to it, as opposed to thick sort of circular particles that I had before. And you should see, if you scroll to the bottom of your particle system's components, that we now have that material as a component of our particle system. So now I'm going to go to File and Save. Then on my game view, I'm going to hit the play button to test my game. Remember, you can also use Command, that's Apple, and P on the keyboard to do this as well. So now you can see when I wander towards my volcano, there's some much more realistic looking smoke pouring out of the top of it, which is exactly what we were after. So just to recap this entire first lesson, we've created an island, we've used the various terrain editing tools to create various bits of topography. We've added lighting, we've added textures, we've added a skybox, we've added water, and then finally we've created a particle system in order to create smoke for our volcano. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in Lesson 2, where we'll start to use Cinema 4D to make some models to go on our island.